Steve Arbogast had some statistics in his class yesterday that I visited about the tactics that those in power will do. And if they can't just fire you outright, if they can't really put you in a financial strain, they will start spreading rumors. And that happened to me. They try to start spreading rumors. You know, I think for me, they were trying to say I was a man-hater, or you know, it was sort of a shotgun approach of trying different things. One of their lawyers was saying, "Well, she's no kook," but you know, you see what that means. It's kind of like saying, "Well, he's no wife beater," but you've brought it up. You know, you put that wife beater word out there. So it was all these things that were still negative, you know, trying to dismiss the whistleblower. With Sarbanes-Oxley Act, businesses pushed back about the whistleblower provisions. That regulation, that new law, got shoved into the Department of Labor, and they convinced the Secretary of Labor that if the whistleblower was not employed by the publicly traded parent, the law did not provide protections for that employee. So much so that in a 6-year period, out of 1,200 cases where people brought up problems, got fired, and they filed a SOX whistleblower case, 841 were dismissed on the technicality that the employee was not employed by the publicly traded parent. When Wall Street collapsed, Congress went looking for Wall Street whistleblowers out of this 841. And they found one at Citibank and Lehman Brothers. And so they got really agitated. Like, could we have prevented the collapses of 2008 had these folks been listened to in 2005 and 2006 instead of being fired, and we didn't even give them any protections. So what happened was Dodd-Frank. Dodd-Frank gives a 10 to 30% bounty on the SEC fines for financial wrongdoing. It is really amazing. It got put in place in 2010, and the country is becoming awash in law firms that have opened up whistleblower advocacy groups. They can get paid now. The whistleblower usually has that loss of job. They're in a financial strain. They don't have an ability to even know how to find the right lawyer. Well, now there's great resources. Whistleblower.org, singular, whistleblowers.org, plural. Great books that are out. You know, to me, I felt such relief when I had that Powers report that backed up everything I was saying. The loneliness of blowing the whistle is now, you know, quickly alleviated when you have smart, sharp lawyers, you know, that are now helping you on the idea that they're going to get paid out of this bounty program. I put a third book up here called The Naked Corporation. It's actually like a 10-year-old book, but it says in this new age, and it's got some additions, but with WikiLeaks, with the internet, in this new age, it says, if you're going to be naked, you better be buff. But the point being that if corporations are doing wrong things, they are going to get caught. You know, you really don't want to start a policy of sweeping things under the rug anymore. There's a new thing with Dodd-Frank, that you can actually be part of the problem. You can be within the accounting department, helping to book wrong entries, come to Jesus and decide you don't want to do that anymore, and you can try to correct it within your company. If they don't correct it, you can go to the SEC and you can still get the 30% bounty program, because they really want the wrongdoing to surface to the top. I spoke at an ABA conference last month, and they said that anyone can report it. So they said corporations keep fighting it, but they don't realize that if wrongdoing is brought up internally, the head of the audit committee of the board could decide he's just going to report it. And you get to stay anonymous. No one ever knows you did it. It's very, very helpful. So I think it is a different world. I'm very happy about it. But here's the problem we still face. I'll just read this to you because it is kind of tiny print. With all this stuff with Dodd-Frank, Richard Levick is the head of a crisis management firm. He wrote, the whistleblowers who are most credible and who can therefore hurt you the most or genuinely appalled by whatever misprison they've learned about, their driving intent is to see the problem corrected.